The Agenda in the Summer with Nam Kiwanuka is made possible through generous philanthropic contributions from viewers like you. Thank you for supporting TVO's journalism.
A new school year begins next week, but amidst a fourth wave, are parents and kids ready for it? I'm Nam Kiwanuka. We'll explore that tonight on the Agenda in the Summer. Also, our Ontario Hubs explain why finding housing in the province's northeast is getting tougher. Even before summer holidays, Ontario students hadn't been in physical classrooms for months. But next week, from kindergarten to grade 12, they're going back. With us for some perspective on how parents are feeling as they get their kids ready for the big return, in Kingston, Ontario, Tess Clifford, who is a mother of two and a child psychologist. In Brampton, Ontario, Joanne Payne, mother of three students in the Peel District School Board. And in my community, Scarborough, Ontario, Joy Henderson, she's also a mother of three, but she's in the Toronto District School Board and a child and youth care practitioner. Hi to you all. Tess, I wanted to start with you since you're the furthest away from our studio. And I want to ask all of you this question. Kids are going back to school next week. How are you all feeling about that? Tess?
We're excited about back to school in my house. My oldest is definitely feeling a bit nervous about just getting back into the routine and having missed a lot of her friends, eager to find out who's going to be in her class and who her teacher will be. So we're mostly excited, a little bit of nerves. Looking forward to it.
You said your daughter's a little nervous. Is it that nerves of, when we were younger, the school year was always a little nerve-wracking? Or is it because she's going back to school in the middle of a pandemic?
I think it's mostly the nerves about back to school that most of us had, but I'm sure they're a bit amplified from that feeling of it's been, 4.5 months since she's been at school and since she's seen a lot of her classmates. So I'm sure that's adding to it. And I think she's also having a bit of anxiety about whether school's going to stay open or they'll have to close again. And that uncertainty is certainly weighing on her.
And Joanne, I want to ask you the same question. How are you all feeling about back to school?
Everyone in my house is very, very nervous. So my kids, I have kids in secondary school and kids who are in one child who's in elementary school. And my older children are very concerned about their little brother. They're very concerned that someone at school may make them sick and they may bring it home to their little brother. So we're sending them in person, hopeful, but we're also very nervous.
And they're nervous because they've been vaccinated, but your younger child hasn't been, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And Joy, how is everybody feeling in your household?
We're in the same boat as Joanne. We have two kids in secondary and one in elementary, and our elementary student has not been vaccinated. So I'm worried. The kids are anxious to get back, but they're also worried that it's going to be a temporary solution because they too see that numbers are rising and they know that it's exponentially higher than it was when we started last year and the school year was disrupted. And, we actually ended up having COVID in this household from school. So it's, going to be an interesting year.
Well, you brought that up. I was going to bring that up about having COVID in your household. What exactly happened?
So what happened was that finally, after many months, we had in-school testing, and our school is one of the highest, had the highest cases of COVID. And what happened was that my son got tested and they came home and it was positive for COVID, and we were quite surprised by it, but we shouldn't have been because there was COVID cases every week from that school, and that was during the Christmas break. And as a result, we had a very odd Christmas. Myself, I also got sick too, and so it was a bit of a disaster over the break.
I'm really sorry to hear that. Are you concerned at all about going back to school in person then?
For sure, yeah. And it was a hard decision. My kids really wanted to go back, and so we weighed that wish over, just a risk, and hopefully that with the other two, the oldest two being vaccinated, that will mitigate some of the risks. But, the lure to go back and see their friends and participate is strong. So of course I want to honor that for them.
And Tess, I saw you nodding. You agree?
Yeah, certainly all the kids that I talk to really want to be back in their routine and with their friends. And I think it's really hard as parents to not honor that and give it our best try. Hope that things will work out and they'll be able to keep having that routine and familiarity, because they certainly need it.
I wanted to ask all of you, did your kids attend school in person or virtually last year? Tess, you can go ahead.
Mine were in person.
And Joanne?
Mine were virtual last year.
And Joy?
In person.
And Joanne, why did your family decide to go virtual last year?
So last year, we were very, very worried. We didn't know enough about COVID. We're a single income household because I'm a student. And so we were very worried that if something were to happen, if my husband were to get sick, that could be disastrous for our family. And also, we know that disability rights activists on Twitter had been talking about long COVID since the beginning. So not just ICUs or deaths were a concern, but also like chronic illness from long COVID was a huge concern for us as well.
And you've made a decision for your kids to go back this year. How come?
My youngest in particular is very, very lonely. He's very isolated. We don't have a very large extended family where we are here in Brampton, so we don't have access for him to socialize outside of school. And my oldest is going into grade 12, and I really wanted her to have a good grade 12 year as much as she could have. And also, my kids are very compliant with safety protocols, wearing masks, hand washing, distancing. So that gives me a bit of hope and reassurance.
A few months ago, Minister Stephen Lecce said that online would still be an option coming this September. And I'm really curious to know what your experiences were like last year, because we did have times when kids were learning online and in class, school was shut down. Tess, what was your experience, your family's experience with virtual online learning?
My kids are quite small. My son was in junior kindergarten, and it was really just not possible for him to be engaged in online learning. So we tried one day and he wasn't up for it, and that was the end of us trying. My daughter was in grade 2, and she also just found it really difficult to maintain attention and focus, and we found she wasn't learning very much from that format. So we did not continue with virtual school for very long. And I think really the stress of being isolated, like Joanne was talking about, that loneliness and that isolation was really, really hard for them, and it made it really difficult for them to even try to engage through that virtual format. So it did not work for our family. And
Joy, what about your family?
It worked to a degree. My youngest just coasted as much as humanly possible. My oldest, there was courses where that they could not participate as well, because it was just, they were more hands-on courses such as like greenhouse studies or music. So it was very limited, not through any fault of the teacher, but it's just the nature of the course. And my middle, they didn't enjoy it. They went through the motions, but it wasn't an enjoyable experience compared to actually being in class and getting that one-to-one attention, and certainly the social aspect.
Joy, you were very diplomatic by going through the motions. As a parent, I will say that those motions mean plenty of tantrums per day. But Joanne, what was your virtual experience like for you all?
So yes, very similar to Joy's. My oldest and my middle, so they are going in grade 12 and grade 10 this year. And the same thing, my middle just coasted through grade 9. It was every quadmester, different calls from different teachers. He's not turning on the camera, he's not paying attention. What can we do? And we felt really helpless because there's really nothing we could do. It was just coping with the situation. And then my youngest, very similar to Tess, couldn't get him to engage, tantrums. constant like redirection to pay attention. And then it got to a point where I just said, can you give me the lesson plan and I'll just do it alone with him, because it was just too much.
I actually did the assignments and I emailed the teacher, and the teacher was like, okay, maybe we just don't do it for today. One of the things that one of the things, I'm very honest and I couldn't lie anymore. One of the things that we've discovered about COVID is that it has been affecting different communities differently. Some communities have a lot of cases and other communities don't. Tess, what were the shutdowns for your community? How did they impact your community?
Yeah, we only had, I think, three times that a school in our whole health region was required to close because of spread within the school. There's certainly a few times whenever there was a case at school, then the class had to be isolated, but it didn't spread. So yeah, in the whole year, there was just, I think, 3 times that there was spread within a school, and it was just a few cases. So for us, the shutdowns felt like we understood politically why that decision was being made, but hard to understand how it was necessary in every region based on the spread of COVID in regions being quite different.
Do you wish that the government had approached it on a regional level? Because if your community, there isn't that much COVID, maybe the impact of kids being online school is probably greater than them being out of school.
Yes, I definitely do wish that school-related decisions were made on a regional basis, and I think similarly, I wish that COVID mitigation strategies were being used on a regional basis broadly. So I think there are some regions, like Joy is talking about her school having many COVID exposures. Those regions would really benefit from some very specific targeted mitigation strategies to reduce the likelihood of spread in those schools, whereas our schools didn't really need more than what we already had and probably could have kept running and reduce the risk of harm of closures to kids in our community.
Well, we've talked about what last year was like, and now we're looking forward. I think we're looking forward. We're looking towards the following school year, and all of us are kind of holding our breath as to how it will play out, because COVID, again, seems to be in control. And I just wanted to go over a summary of the province's plan to make schools safer this fall. $25 million of funding, or 20,000 additional HEPA filter units, were announced this summer to further improve ventilation in schools. Mandatory masking indoors from grades 1 to 12, mandatory self-screening for COVID-19 symptoms for students, staff, and employees daily, and remote learning continues to be an option. Joanne, what are they doing specifically at the elementary level to ensure greater safety?
Basically what you've just outlined. There's no mention of smaller class sizes. There's no mention of, the school that my son goes to has a massive field at the back where classes could easily be moved outside for September while the weather is nice. There's been no mention and no plan of that, just the basics of masking, hand washing, and then hopefully maybe we're lucky enough to get one of those HEPA filters.
And what about the high school level?
Similar. So I haven't seen anything about smaller class sizes or any other precautions.
So it kind of seems as if maybe with the exception of the HEPA filters, it seems as if we have a similar plan that we had last year before this very contagious Delta variant. And Joy, what activities are resuming this fall that the schools had abandoned last year?
As far as I know, there's it's actually confusion, because last week it was, we're going into with sports and music, and then boards are scrambling once again and just getting new information from the ministry day by day as they try to figure out a plan. Never mind the fact that they've had, 18 months to actually figure out a plan and provide leadership to schools, and as Tess said, figure out a solution that may be more regional. And so, as Scarborough was very hard hit, and my child's school had weekly cases of COVID, and it was usually in my child's cohorts. So As far as I know, I don't actually know what's going on as a parent and what activities are resuming, which aren't. And I guess that will become more apparent as the school year goes on and as we see the cases develop, or, wild case scenario not, but I don't think we're hoping for that.
Joanne, I noticed you wanted to say something. Yeah.
Oh, sure. I just wanted to add also that last year, the school day was modified to shorten it so that they could limit exposure that the kids had to each other. This year, they are going back to the full schedule. So my youngest son's school goes from 8:55 in the morning to 3 p.m. in the afternoon, where last year the kids were done and then sent home at 1:30 to continue alone with their parents or however they would to limit contact. So now we're also looking at a full day's contact.
Knowing what we know now about what the school year is looking like, I wanted to know from all of you, how do you feel about these efforts, and how do you feel about school reopening in this environment? Tess?
Our board has been really good at communicating about the mitigation efforts that they're taking. So, and my school actually is among many who got all new windows installed that allow for every classroom to have open windows. And I've heard about a bunch of different upgrades that are happening. So I'm feeling really good from the communication I've gotten from our school board. And because our community has done a great job with keeping COVID rates low and vaccination rates high, I'm feeling quite good about moving into school year this year. The thing I'm most concerned about is some kind of blanket closure for all schools that would mean our kids are back home without much evidence to support that being necessary for them.
And Joy, what about you?
I'm more worried. Being in, Toronto, it is more populated, and certainly our population hasn't all been vaccinated, and I have a young child going to school. I'm frustrated by just the lack of leadership, direction.
What would you have liked to? What would you have liked to have seen?
I would have liked to see at least smaller class sizes. Like, I don't know how often we have to kind of press this social distancing issue, but it seems more like a political issue versus a safety issue with this government. And I'm frustrated that they can't move past, this grudge that they have with education overall to make our children safe.
I would say that Minister Lecce, since he's not here, I'm sure he would say that they are doing everything that they can to keep kids safe. But Joanne, for you, what would you have liked to have seen them do in preparation for this school year?
So similar to Joy's thoughts, smaller class sizes, but also mandatory vaccinations for teachers and for kids 12 plus. People have traditionally rejected vaccines and they've just signed a waiver. And, like if you refuse your MMR, that's fine. You sign a waiver. If there's an outbreak, then you can't come to school. So those situations could have been handled similarly to COVID.
Are there mandatory vaccines in Peel District?
No, I don't think so.
And what about you in Kingston, Tess? Do you know?
There's not mandatory vaccination for students, but I had understood that there was a provincial decision that teachers were expected to be vaccinated.
I think for teachers and people in schools, you're supposed to disclose your vaccination status, and if not, then you're required to have daily testing. And some boards have added additional measurements. Does that ease any of your concerns? Joanne, I'll start with you.
Yes, that does ease some of my concerns because we know that vaccinated people can still contract and transmit, but there's less chance for the variants to sort of take hold. So that does ease some of my concerns.
And Joy?
Yes, to a degree, and particularly with students who have medical conditions or disabled, it certainly does help to know that staff are being vigilant and either being vaccinated or monitoring regularly.
And what about you, Tess?
Yeah, definitely. I think that some of the research I've looked at on the spread of COVID in schools in other areas has shown that adults are the most likely to spread to kids. So if our adults are protecting themselves and vaccinating themselves, then they're likely protecting the kids around them.
Thank you all very much for your time tonight, and we'll be thinking of everybody as they get ready to go back to school. And I have my kids' backpacks already packed by the door. I'm not excited. They are. No, I'm really excited. Thank you very much, and we really do appreciate your insights. Take good care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Those in southern Ontario are used to hearing about a housing crunch, but now signs of those higher prices and tighter rental markets are spreading north. Here to explain, Nick Dunn, who covers the Northeast for our Ontario hubs. Welcome, Nick.
Thanks, Jan.
All right, so housing prices and therefore rental prices have increased quite a bit, even in the last year in parts of northern Ontario. What have you discovered?
Yeah, so the article I wrote for TVO.org focused on North Bay, which is about 4 hours north of Toronto on Highway 11. We've seen a spike in the past 2 years. To give you a good sense of things, in 2011, the median residential home price was $210,000. By the first quarter of 2019, it was $234,000, about a $24,000 increase over that 8-year span. In the second quarter of 2021, we're at $380,000. That's nearly $150,000 more in the past 2 years.
That's a pretty big spike. Now, when we talk about the housing market, we usually talk about kind of the domino effect that, southwestern Ontario and Toronto has on the other markets. Is the market different in northern Ontario in that aspect?
Yeah, there are a few main differences here. I mean, I think the chiefly primarily among them is the fact that there is development in southern Ontario. It's largely unaffordable. It's over that 30% of your annual income for a lot of folks. But you're seeing those developments being done through condominiums and whatnot. In northern Ontario, the supply has remained relatively the same. There's very little development here relative to southern Ontario, and populations have typically stagnated, if not declined. So that's why things have been, relatively stable for that period of time, with houses getting older and older and not much developing, new developments rather, to improve and keep the housing stock new. But all of a sudden, we're seeing this surge of demand, both from people looking to have an easier investment. It's a lot easier to purchase a home in North Bay than it is even in Aurelia. So it's easier from an investment perspective. And people are also looking to move north with more space, less crowding around those kind of COVID anxieties.
Now, I understand you got quite the response from people when you were putting the call out for this story. Why do you think you got such a response?
Well, I think one reason is that this is such a new phenomenon in Northern Ontario. That kind of housing squeeze that we've seen in the South hasn't manifested nearly the same here. And I think another factor that's important to mention is that even though housing prices here are very affordable relative to the rest of the province, they're not necessarily affordable locally. I mean, the other half of that equation is income here. We have more people who are on, say, disability, higher rates of chronic illness. We have an older population here, more people on fixed income. And there's just generally fewer industries that are present here. So even though it looks very attractive, it may not necessarily be more affordable when we look at the income side of things in Northern Ontario.
I want to talk about some of the people that you spoke to. You said that you focused in North Bay. Tell us what they had to say.
Yeah, well, I spoke to a number of people, but one individual, Kathy LaFrance, she's a single mother taking care of 2 sons and a grandchild. She was living in a situation where she had a bit of a sweetheart deal from a relative, but that arrangement no longer worked out. She found herself in a market where she was paying more than double, or rather she's looking at prices that are more than double than what she was paying for, around $1,400 a month. And Kathy is a student. She's studying to become a paralegal, so she doesn't have that income coming in right now. So she's been priced out of North Bay. She's moved to Mattawa with her stepdad and has to make that 60-kilometer commute every day for school and her work placement. Another individual I spoke with was Daniel Bork. He moved out of North Bay in 2018. He was paying around $850 a month for a 2-bedroom at one point in North Bay. Moved back here in 2020, and prices were at around $1,100, $1,200 a month for a 2-bedroom. Very sharp increase over that time. He's since had to be put back on the market again because the landlord is selling the property, or has sold the property rather. And, he's looking right now at prices for a 2-bedroom that are around $1,300, $1,400 a month. He has 2 boys, a wife, and they're looking at potentially being homeless. If they don't find a spot within their price range, or they have to move out of the city of North Bay.
Well, let's talk about some potential relief. As we know, we're in the middle of an election. The federal parties have all announced some sort of promise in regards to housing, some more vague than the others. But are there any commitments that you've seen in any of the party platforms that make sense for Northern Ontario, northern communities?
There hasn't been anything specific to Northern Ontario. Obviously, there's been some commitments to the territories and some northern regions of a few provinces. But as far as Northern Ontario specific solutions, I haven't seen any real federal campaign platforms that address Northern Ontario specifically. Homes here are older, state of disrepair in a larger percentage at least. And we're seeing that squeeze, right, in the rental market, and this large increase in the past 2 years in home prices. So I think homeowners, people on ODSP, like everyone's feeling it here, I think. So as far as the federal election is concerned, there are some pretty big questions as far as northern and rural regions in this country.
Something we will continue to follow. Nick Dunn, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And that's it for tonight's agenda in the summer and for another summer season. Hope you enjoyed the look back as much as I did. Now, you see me and Jayan and Steve on camera, but you also don't see all the people behind the screens that make us look good. So I just wanted to thank the crew for all of their hard work. They've been coming into the office throughout the summer, and it's really appreciated. And the producers and our executive producer and senior producer, Stacey and Hillary. Thank you so much for everything that you all do behind the scenes. And if you'd like to catch up on anything, you can always visit our website, tvo.org, or our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Agenda. I'm Nam Kiwanuka. Thanks for watching TVO. Have a great long weekend, and Steve will see you on Monday.
The Agenda in the Summer with Nam Kiwanuka is made possible through generous philanthropic contributions from viewers like you. Thank you for supporting TVO's journalism. Ontario Hubs are made possible by the Barry and Laurie Green Family Charitable Trust and Goldie Feldman.